Here's something nobody tells you about transformation. Getting 1% better each day means you'll be 37 times better by year's end. But getting 1% worse, you'll decline to nearly zero. That's not motivational fluff. That's math. And it's exactly why most people fail at changing their lives. They're waiting for massive results while ignoring the tiny actions that actually create them. James Clear's Atomic Habits destroys everything you thought you knew about change. Today, we are breaking down the 4 core principles from Atomic Habits that will completely shift how you approach self-improvement. Forget what you've heard about goal setting and motivation. This is about building systems that make success inevitable. If you're into content that cuts through the noise, subscribe so you don't miss future breakdowns like this one. Let's dive in. Insight 1. The compound interest of self-improvement. Small changes seem meaningless in the moment. That's the trap. When you improve by just 1% daily, you don't see immediate results. You feel like nothing's happening. But by the end of 1 year, you're 37 times better than when you started. The reverse is equally true. Decline 1% each day and you'll deteriorate to nearly zero. Clear calls this the plateau of latent potential. Progress isn't linear, it's exponential. You grind for weeks or months seeing minimal change, then suddenly you break through. Most people quit right before that breakthrough because they expect instant results. Here's the reality. Time magnifies everything. Feed it good habits, and time becomes your greatest ally. Feed it bad habits, and time destroys you. The margin between success and failure is small daily choices compounded over months and years. Insight 2. Forget goals. Build systems instead. Goals are overrated. There, I said it. Here are 4 reasons why goal setting fails. First, winners and losers have the same goals. Every athlete wants to win the championship. Every entrepreneur wants to build $1 million business. Goals don't differentiate who succeeds. Second, achieving a goal is only a momentary change. You clean your messy room, great. But if you haven't fixed the system that made it messy, it'll be a disaster again in 2 weeks. Third, goals delay happiness. You tell yourself, I'll be happy when I lose 20 pounds, or I'll be satisfied when I hit 100,000 subscribers. You're constantly postponing contentment instead of enjoying the process. Fourth, goals are at odds with long-term progress. Once you hit a goal, what happens? Motivation collapses. You stop doing the things that got you there. Clear puts it perfectly. The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. Take my YouTube channel as an example. I don't have subscriber goals because I'm not trying to win YouTube. I'm trying to continue playing. Bill Walsh said it best. The score takes care of itself. Focus on the system, the daily actions, the environment, the identity, and the results become inevitable. Insight 3. Identity is your North Star. Most people try to change from the outside in. They set an outcome, then force themselves to act. But lasting change works the opposite way, from the inside out. There are 3 layers to behavior change. Outcomes, the results you want. Processes, the habits and system. Identity, the beliefs about who you are. Here's the game changer. The ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of your identity. Let me give you a personal example. I used to think I want to lose belly fat, so I'll follow a low-carb diet. That's outcome-based thinking. It's fragile. Now I think I'm a healthy person. That's identity-based. And because I'm a healthy person, I naturally eat wholesome food and exercise regularly. See the difference? One is forced compliance. The other is authentic expression. When you solve problems at the identity level, change becomes permanent. You're not fighting yourself anymore. You're becoming yourself. Insight 4. The 4 laws of behavior change. Every habit follows a loop. Cue, craving, response, reward. Clear gives us 4 laws to hack this loop and build good habits or break bad ones. Law number 1. Make it obvious. Your environment is everything. Design it around cues for good behaviors. I wanted to take vitamin D daily but kept forgetting. So, I moved the bottle right next to my finasteride tablets, which I already took every morning. Instant habit formed. Put fewer steps between you and good behaviors. Put more steps between you and bad ones. Law number 2. Make it attractive. Humans are motivated by anticipation, not just the action itself. Dopamine spikes when you expect a reward. I love fantasy audiobooks, but I only let myself listen at the gym. Now, I actually want to go work out because the experience is bundled with something I crave. Pair habits with things you already enjoy, and suddenly, discipline becomes desire. Law number 3. Make it easy. Friction is the most powerful force in the universe. Remove it. I keep a piano and guitar right next to my desk. When I procrastinate, my default distraction isn't scrolling Instagram. It's practicing music. Small environmental tweaks pay massive dividends. Reduce friction for good habits. Increase it for bad ones. Law number 4. Make it immediately satisfying. Our brains prioritize immediate rewards over delayed ones. That's why bad habits are so seductive. They feel good right now. So attach immediate gratification to good habits. After I work out, I swim and read in the spa for 20 minutes. The gym isn't just about long-term health anymore, it's immediately enjoyable. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. To break bad habits, flip these laws. Make them invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. Here's what matters. Habits aren't a finish line. They're a lifestyle. You don't need massive willpower or perfect goals. You need small, atomic habits that compound over time. Get 1% better each day. Build systems, not goals. Root your habits in identity and design your environment using the 4 laws. Do this, and transformation isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Which of these 4 principles hit hardest for you? Drop a comment and let me know. I read every single one. Now, go become 37 times better.
If this made you see something familiar in a completely new way, hit subscribe.
There's a tiny bit more where this came from.
Once you start seeing, you can't unsee.
See you in the next video.